Hey, what's good, guys? I am Ragujan. We are on question set 2032. Sorry. In the question set 32. So, the let's read the description they have given. The bill book system is used to keep information on the bills of the shoe store called Aralia Shoe Center. This method is used for a long time. Using this method will embarrass the shop owner and employees. The accountant working in the shop pointed out to the shop owner the disadvantages of the billbook system. Disadvantages pointed out were the loss of billbooks, damage to billbooks, and the need for separate space for storing billbooks. Because of these factors, the store owner realizes that the billbook system is difficult to use and decides to use computer software. The software was developed by a software development company. You work as a senior software engineer at this company, and you and your team are tasked with creating the database of this software and create the required ER diagram. For that, do this, follow the instruction below. Name the database as Aurelia Shoe Center. So there are 6 tables you had to create. You had to create user table. Also, you had to create gender table. You had to create user type, system login, address, city. Yeah. So also we have need we need to name the database as Aurelia Shoe Center. So first of all, that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to rename I'm going to rename the database Aurelia Shoe Center. Okay. Aurelia Shoe Center, and yeah, we have created the database. Now we can design the date tables. So you can see the first one is user, and there are 6 attributes. The primary attribute is user ID, and it has to be auto increment, and there are other attributes: first name, last name, contact number, and status. You can see the data types here they have mentioned. So let's create the first one. So I'm gonna create a table, and I'm going to rename the table 1 as user table, and the first attribute I'm going to create is user ID. And is the primary one in this case. Also, it has to be auto increment, and the first name. The length of this data character length is 45, so it's cool. Third one is last name. Also, the character length is 45. The data type is varchar, and the contact number. So the contact number data type has to be varchar, or the character length 10. Okay. The final one, it is status. So the status, the data type is int. Okay, Cool. So we have created our first database. Okay, so second table is the gender table. So I'm going to create the gender table. I'm going to rename as gender, and first attribute of the first column is gender ID. So let's create the first attribute. It is gender ID and auto increment, and the second one is gender name, obviously. So gender name, and the data type is Vasha, and the character length 10. Okay, so this is the gender table, and now the third one is create the table name, the user type table name. The table name is user type, and there are two attributes, user type ID and the user type name. So let's create it. I'm going to rename the table as user type, and the first attribute is user type ID, and let's check the auto increment. The second one is user type name, and the data type, let's check the data type is Vacha, and the character length is 45. So okay, that's cool. And the fourth table is system login. So if you take a look at these columns, there are three columns: username, password, and the login ID. And those are, let's create the system login link, then let's talk about the character, the data types. So let's create the system login table. System login, and the login ID, the primary key. So the login ID is the primary key of this system login table. Also the data type is integer, int, and it has to be auto increment, and we have to check the auto increment. And the next one is username. So username, the data type is Vasha, and the character length is 20. So the character length, let's change the character length. Okay, and now next one is password. So let's give the password attribute. Password, the character length is 45. Okay, cool. And now we have created the login system login table, and now we can create the address table, the fifth one. So let's create the table address, and the first attribute, let's take the first attribute is address ID, and the data type is int. So address ID, the data type int, auto increment, and the second one is number, address number, so number. Also the data type Vacha, character length 45. That's cool. And the third one, third attribute of this address table is street 1. Let's give like this, and the data type varchar, and 45 same goes to the street 2, and the varchar is the data type 45 length character length, street 2, and the data type is varchar. Okay, cool. Now we have created the address table. The sixth one is the city table. There are two columns, city ID and city name. So let's create the city table real quick. City IDs, data type has to be int. Also we have to check the auto increment. The second one, table city name data type is varchar, character length 45. Okay, cool. So we have successfully created the tables. That's cool. So so we have created those tables, and yeah, and that's all for the question set 31, and I'll see you in the question set 32. Thank you for watching.